Good evening, all. Welcome to the Sports Office. Woody is wearing his impact suit because today, on Friday, he wants to make an impact. And we're starting off with my man, James Paxton, Fox 2 producer, my man, Colton Pouncy on the Lions beat for the
What's up, Colton?
Welcome in, Colton. Welcome in. And let's start with the Lions, okay? Because there have been some bombshells that have been dropped. And why, Colton, why is it always on a Friday when this stuff seems to come out? Just when everybody's relaxed and ready to get into the game and maybe get into the game flow, all of a sudden we get a bump in the road, and it's not just a bump, it's a pothole.
Yeah, everyone, it feels like every Friday everyone's trying to have a good weekend, you're feeling good about the team, then they do drop a bombshell like this. And the latest one is that Sam LaPorta is likely out for the rest of the season, as Dan Campbell said today. And that's a major blow to this offense, man. Like, as we know, this offense has been struggling a little bit. Third down conversions, moving the ball regularly. LaPorta was a big piece of that when he was on the field, and then without him, kind of saw the effects against the Eagles, kind of limited their 12 personnel sets. They're going to miss him, man. He's a big piece of this offense.
And this is something that Dan Campbell just kind of revealed in the normal question-answer thing. I mean, it was something that wasn't even, the assembled media prepared for. When he said it, it was like, holy smokes, we got some news here. And, ultimately, when you hear a coach that honest, it's refreshing, it's nice to hear. But still, the news is horrible, James. Horrible.
Well, he deals with like 70 injuries a year, so he's pretty used to telling you
right.
Who's out. I mean, you got the injury list
right.
again.
Injury report. 17 names on the Lions injury report right now.
It's just it's starting to feel a lot like last year, man, where the team's just too injured. And I know people are saying, well, guys are coming back. Well, not everyone. Sam LaPorta's not coming back. Kirby Joseph, this is going to be his 5th week out.
Yeah.
And it's getting scary a little bit.
So what does that mean? All of a sudden we're going to start dealing with losses?
I mean, we could.
Because it seems that you're gloomy Gus over here.
I'm not gloomy Gus. I'm realistic. And that's what I told you last week before the Eagles game. And, I mean, look, my boss, senior sports producer Greg Cantor, said Lions will win the next 3.
He is not your boss.
I call him the boss.
Coworker,
I call him the
okay?
boss.
I'll straighten that out right now.
Okay.
But you are correct. He did put it right up here. Lions win 3 games in a row. And
so that's
once you write
Giants.
it down, let's see.
So that's Giants, Packers, Dallas Cowboys,
Yes.
Cowboys Thursday night. Colton, how likely is it that they win the next 3?
Man, that's tough to say because I just don't know the state of this offense right now. Their offensive line has been an issue all year, and that's going to be the key. I mean, they're playing some, 3 really good defensive lines coming up here. The Cowboys' defense is a little shaky, but they just traded for Quentin Williams. They got some pieces on that defensive line. You look at the Giants, they got Brian Burns. He's got like 13 sacks this year, 2nd in the NFL. And the Packers, we saw what happened in week 1 with Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons, man. So I really think it's going to be on the offensive line to protect Jared Goff. If they can, there's enough talent at the skill positions to, put up points and win those games, but we just have to see it, and we haven't really seen it consistently this year.
Let's bump it up a level to offensive coordinator John Morton. I mean, how does this throw a monkey wrench into his plans? Does it maybe start to change the scheme a little bit? Do we maybe look at a different approach as far as, maybe 3 receivers and 1 tight end instead of the 2 tight end approach that they like to go with?
Yeah, I think the biggest beneficiary of the loss of Sam LaPorta is probably Isaac TeSlaa. I look at some of the things Sam LaPorta was doing this season. They lined him out in the slot quite a bit, and that's what TeSlaa did in college at Arkansas. He wasn't really an outside receiver. He was working in the middle of the field. And if you're looking for a big body replacement for Sam LaPorta, I think he can kind of step in and fill that void. We haven't seen a lot of him, haven't really needed him at times this year. But I think, the later he gets into his rookie year, this is where he can kind of step in and make an impact, and they're going to need a guy like that in the red zone especially.
How good is it that a guy like TeSlaa is coming into a familiar position instead of one where he's not familiar and maybe has to spend some more time working out the kinks?
Yeah, it's huge, man. I mean, you watch him in Arkansas, he was running hitch routes and comebacks, and that's kind of what Sam LaPorta was doing in this offense. So I think if you're asking him to return to a place of familiarity, he can absolutely do that and step in and be that big-bodied weapon that Sam LaPorta was for this offense.
James, let me throw it to you with this question. Jared Goff this week talked about, hey, he doesn't care how they win. He doesn't care how it looks, but fans care how it looks, and apparently they'd like to see more of the 400 yards of offense and that kind of thing. But what do you expect against the Giants' defense?
I mean, I expect a better offensive game, and I don't really think it's the 400 yards. We were shocked to see his completion percentage be what it was.
Yeah.
And he not only missed a bunch of guys, a lot of his throws didn't look right. And that's weird with Jared Goff because he usually is a pretty accurate passer. And, I mean, the one that comes to mind was there was a 4th down where he threw it to St. Brown, and it was way behind him, and you never see that with those guys. And so you want to see Goff be a little bit better throwing the ball, a lot more completions. I think you need a lot less drops this week.
Oh, no
I know
doubt.
It's weird to see St. Brown dropping the ball. J-Mo had a couple drops. You get rid of the drops this week, I think people are going to be like, all right, let's go to Green Bay. Our offense looks a little bit better, and we feel more confident instead of what we saw against Philadelphia.
You know, we asked Amon-Ra St. Brown this week. We asked Jared Goff this week if there was any kind of disconnect between him and his receiver or his receiver and his quarterback. And both guys, to their credit, said no. But Colton, what do you think? I mean, do you maybe read between the lines here? I mean, because let's be honest, in the times previously, these guys have been like almost seamless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really concerned about that duo. They have one of the best connections in the NFL, and they've played together for years now. So that was sort of an anomaly when I look at it. You're not going to go 2 of 12 every week, whatever it was, 2 of 10. So
that's crazy. He had 12 targets and 2 catches.
And 2 catches.
That's
nuts.
so abnormal for St. Brown.
You just never see that. And so, yeah, he's had some drops lately. I think that's been a bit of a surprise to some of us who've watched him. You know, we know he catches 202 passes in the jug machines every day. Maybe bump that up to 203 with some of these drops. But I would expect that duo to kind of return to form. Like, they're too good, and that connection's too great to kind of let this thing continue.
All right, let's look on the other side of the football, which is the Giants, okay? No Jackson Dart. Okay, he's out. I think they have 14 names on their injury report, so a lot of guys injured. But Jameis Winston in. Colton, what do you think about what the Giants offense will bring with Jameis running it instead of Jackson Dart?
If anything, it'll be exciting. I mean, that's probably the best word you can use when you're talking about Jameis Winston. I mean, when I watch him play, you know, I like him a lot, but he's kind of prone to interceptions. He throws the ball where he wants, and sometimes that's to the defense. So, like, when I watch Jameis, I'm not so sure about how this is going to work out for him and that this passing offense to down Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterboo, could do some stuff out of the backfield when he was healthy. So this is kind of a Giants offense that's light on skill talent. Maybe Theo Johnson, I believe, is their tight end. He might be worked a little bit more, but I mean, I'm not really scared by this Giants passing offense.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the sports office is not light on talent because we get it from our fans all the time. Let me walk over here to the Zoom room here where Tommy is running things. Tommy, how many people you got in there right now?
We got Nicholas.
Let's talk to Nicholas, my man. Is he ready to make some picks? Oh,
he's ready to make some picks. J-Mo didn't get it last week, dude.
Let's bring Nicholas in. And the first question I have for you, Nicholas, is how do you like my impact suit?
Oh, I absolutely love it. It looks great.
It's a good suit.
You
It's a
do,
good
my
suit.
friend. I'm glad you do. All right, let's get into it. What do you think about this week and the Lions against the Giants at home on Sunday?
I feel like we're going to come off a very strong loss. I feel like we're just going to absolutely destroy the Giants because, I mean, they don't have Jackson Dart. They don't have Malik Neighbors. They don't have Cam Scatterboo. So they're practically, in my opinion, they're just without their whole offensive main keys. And they're probably going to be starting Jameis Winston again, and he didn't really have the best game last week, in my opinion. So I just think our defense is going to step up, even though we have a bunch of injuries. Like James said, we got Kirby Joseph missing the 5th game. I believe Malcolm Rodriguez is still out. But I think our defense is going to hold them down. I think Jared Goff's going to have a really better game. Because, I mean, I'm sick of all these people blaming Jared Goff. I mean, I blame him too.
He's sick of it. He's sick of it.
I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Nicholas. Continue.
But you can't pick on a quarterback when they have one bad game. Like, everybody is guaranteed to have a bad game, and that was actually his worst completion percentage of his whole career. So, I mean, it's just one game, and plus it's, like, against one of the best defenses in, like, the whole league. So you just can't blame him for, like, I threw this many incompletions, so I just suck now. Like, I hate when people say that.
Nicholas, let me ask you this question. With the Lions coming up with 3 games in a short amount of time, you think that'll increase the focus for the team?
Obviously, because we have 3 more home games. I think we're going to win all 3 of those home games, especially coming up this weekend. I got us absolutely just destroying them. I have us scoring a 40 bomb. And for my prediction,
he's got a pick.
I'm gonna have Amon-Ra St. Brown having just an absolute wonderful game.
All right, give me some catches and some yards.
Let's see. We're gonna go with 8 receptions.
8.
I like it.
I think he's just gonna have a wonderful game. I have him getting 110 yards.
Ooh. I like
like
and
it.
2 touchdowns, Woody.
2 tugs.
I like it. Nicholas, I like it. We've got that down on the board. You know why we've got it down on the board? Because some of the people here are taking advantage of your information.
Entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment purposes only. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Nick, thanks for calling in, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Nicholas. We appreciate it. Always good to see you, my man. Always good to see you. What do you think? What do you think about our man, Nicholas?
Kid knows ball.
Yes,
That was
So that's
impressive.
not just
Impressive.
Nick. That's Nick's picks on Facebook. He gives you a pick every week.
Okay.
And 2 weeks ago against the Commanders, he said it was going to be a huge Gibbs game.
Yeah.
All of his props hit, and I had people who work here being like, "Yo, what's his pick for this week? What's his pick for this week?" So there's people always looking for Nick's picks.
He was
just
just off with his JMO pick.
Well, he
the
had
other
the
day.
touchdown and he had the yards, but the problem is you
the
can't do
receptions.
a lot of receptions with Jamison Williams.
It's got to be like 4 or 5 tops.
He had
Top 5
6,
tops.
and that's not how it's going to work.
All right, listen, let me get your guys' thoughts on what I asked Nicholas. The idea of 3 games in a short amount of time. I mean, sometimes that can be good. Other times it can be a detriment depending on what happens. But right now going in, I have to think, Colton, that the Lions will have an increased focus for this next stretch of games because it's almost like a must-win this stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was talking to Jack Campbell in the locker room this week, and like his whole sentiment to me was, we're going to be just fine. Like, people need to relax. Like, this team is built to sustain, you know, especially 3-game stretches like this one. I think they're physically and mentally tough. They kind of hunker down when their backs are against the wall. Again, this group does not lose 2 games in a row, as we've seen. I think the last time was 2022. So there's something about this group. They just kind of hunker down when the time's right. And I think, you know, you got a big stretch. It's sort of a season-defining stretch in some ways. If you want to win the division, put yourself in a good position to make the playoffs come December, now's the time, man. You got to win at least 2 of these 3 games, if not all 3.
I totally agree, and we heard some of that from Amon-Ra St. Brown this week, Kat, because, you know, when he said, when I asked him, are you tired of the up and down, and he said, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a different year than the past 2, and I think players and fans have realized it, where there were going to be more losses this year, of course, because you went 15-2 last year. And what's scarier this year is the division looks a little bit better than last year.
Yeah.
And I know Minnesota won 14 games, but you are now having to win the Green Bay game if you have any chance of winning this division. And if you don't beat Green Bay, then we're going to have to say, yo, are these guys going to make it? And I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to risk it, but if you lose to Green Bay, it's going to get very iffy. And Woody and I have been arguing back and forth for a couple days now about the Chicago Bears. Because I think, look, they're going to fall to earth eventually.
Yes.
Either Pittsburgh's going to beat them this week or the Eagles are going to beat them on Black Friday. And that last game of the year cannot be win or get in at Chicago.
In terms of remaining strength of schedule, I think I looked this up the other day. The Bears and Packers are first and second, so the Lions have that going for them.
Okay.
They have tough schedules. I know the Lions, people are looking ahead to some of those games in December. It's kind of the same situation for the Bears and Packers in some ways. So that's what I look at, but I agree. I think the Bears are going to come a little bit down to earth. I think the good thing for them is stacking these wins, so when they do get to the hard part of their schedule, they only have to win like half of those to maybe secure a playoff spot.
I would agree with that, but my main thing, I need to see them beat the opponents in the division.
Yeah.
Because then when you go to tiebreakers or anything like that, let's say the Bears do get on a roll, but you have the first tiebreaker because it's head-to-head. That's the kind of thing that the Lions need to have in their back pocket moving forward, at least in my opinion. That's what I think.
Well, I hate to be just harping on this for now a month now. That Minnesota loss is so detrimental to this season. One, because J.J. McCarthy sucks and I hate him. 2, because Minnesota is not that good of a team, and Detroit losing that Minnesota game has really put a wrench into this whole season, because it's not just one loss. It's one divisional loss. It's one divisional loss at home, and now it makes these next 3 a must-win. Why we're freaking out about you got to beat the Giants, then you got to beat the Packers on a short week with no Sam LaPorta and a bunch of injuries, and then you got to beat the Cowboys, which I don't think that's just a for sure win anymore.
No, well, you could be right, and I got to think that there's going to be a rotating list of guys coming into Allen Park to maybe play tight end a little bit to see if they can fit in to this offense. We'll see what happens. Hey, look, don't forget, we got the Zoom room open, and the QR code is right down here in the bottom end of the screen. I know you can see it, so either put your camera on it, click in, or use the number right here to get in and join the meeting. We'd love to have you here on the Sports Office, and we'll get to some of those calls, plus talk about Red Wings, Pistons, and we're going off the sticks tonight. It's Impact Suit Friday right here on the Sports Office. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sports Office Friday night. I teased it earlier before the break that I want to see you guys in the Zoom room, so let's go there now. Tommy, who do we got?
Dr. Brent.
Dr. who?
Dr. Brent Kreider.
Dr. Brent Kreider. Doc, how are you?
All right, Doc.
Hey guys.
Are you actually a doctor?
Yeah, I'm a doctor of executive leadership. I have my own company, and we started a podcast a couple months ago, The Gray Mains. You guys should tune in sometime. It's a fun show.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk to us about Sam LaPorta's injury and maybe get into the nuts and bolts of what actually has happened.
Well, having had back surgery before, anything could have happened. Could have chipped a bone. Could have. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation, but nobody really knows what the situation is at this point that I've seen any reporting on. But anytime you start getting back surgeries, procedure as MCDC called it, then you never know what that could turn into.
All right, I'm looking at your background. I see a big Lions head. You want to talk Lions tonight?
Absolutely.
All right, what do you think? Give me a score for Sunday.
So as I predicted on our website, Gray Mains, we see the Lions 45 and the Giants 17.
It's another score over 40.
Yeah.
They think it's just an offensive explosion.
Well, you know what? I have to think that they could be onto something because Jared Goff is going to want to pick up his game. He's going to want to prove everybody wrong again so that when they come in there after the game, you say, oh, I guess I'm back to being the best thing and everybody's chanting my name. So yes, I think that you will see a serious offensive output this week. And you know what, Doc? I think you could be onto something there with that prediction.
Well, let me give you a couple of tips here for those of you that, for entertainment purposes.
For entertainment purposes
Yes,
only.
I like that. Thank you for that distinction.
Yeah, no, I have a Detroit to Dalton, Georgia pipeline. So my family was in manufacturing, worked in auto industry and carpets and textiles in Dalton, Georgia. Jameer Gibbs, who is from Dalton, Georgia, went to church with a lot of my family members there. Oh. He is going to have a big game this week, guys. We're talking 130 plus yards and 2 touchdowns. And then I love Nicholas's prediction. I think J-Mo is going to have another big game. The Lions have been starting to work J-Mo into the game plan more and more over these past few weeks. And I really do believe that we can expect to see J-Mo on the scoring.
Sounds like another J-Mo touchdown.
You know what, James? This is exactly what we're talking about here in the sports office. We come in, we hook up with a fan out here, right? We're with the doc. He gives us some really inside information about one of the players on our team. And look at that, stuff we didn't even know. This is the kind of stuff that we need you fans to come in with, that we want you fans to come in with. You got a story about a guy? Bring it in. We'd love to hear it here in the sports office.
Not everybody goes to church with Jameer Gibbs.
Well,
that's asking
true.
a lot.
That's true, but you know
flex.
what? Maybe if you see a guy in the parking lot somewhere or in the supermarket.
Nope, that sounds creepy.
Or buying a pair of sneakers.
Nope,
or
don't like that either.
Or shopping for a nephew in a toy store or something like that. I mean, these are the kinds of things we want to hear. You can chat them up a little bit, maybe get some insight that they wouldn't tell us press guys. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. I mean, the Doc's lucky.
The Doc knows. Good job, Doc. I love it.
Hey, the Lions defense, we haven't even talked about that yet this week. And I know that the guys in the queue here, Black Jesus and Papa Dot, are probably going to hit on this some. But I really do think that the Lions defense, the depth that we've been building, and when we get Kirby and the cornerbacks back, I think our defense is going to be really stout heading down the stretch. And you hit on one of the big ones that we talk about a lot in the Cowboys game. You got to be able to slow Dak Prescott and that offense down. And I think our secondary can line up and match up well with those receivers that the Cowboys have. So the Lions defense could end up holding them less than 17. But let's see. It's going to be a fun game. I'll be in section 100 right above the tunnel, and come by and say hi, guys. Would love to see y'all.
Oh,
I love it, Doc. I love it, Doc.
All right, thanks a lot for coming in. We appreciate that. Coming up, I got to take another break, but on the other side, we'll go off the sticks, and you know what that means on a Friday. It's
Woody
Impact
versus
Friday
Woody
here in the sports
versus.
office.
It's going to be fun.
Welcome back to the Sports Office. I've got a public service reminder. Remember, the NFL always on Fox. Okay, it's time to go off the sticks right now. And for that, let's bring in my man, Category 5. Go ahead, James.
Cat 5, also known as James. Thank you very much. It is Fun Friday, and it means Woody versus. He is 2-2-2, and there's been a lot of talk about completion percentage this week. Jared Goff didn't have his best game, so I thought these two guys would try their talents when it comes to a completion percentage game.
Let's get to it.
Brett, they are going to have to hit that bucket with some footballs, with some wiffle balls, with some basketballs. And, of course, our guest is Colton. Colton, how confident are you in this competition?
Not at all.
Okay, I like it. He's not confident at all, so that means it's going to go great. All right, so please stand behind the tape. You guys are going to go one at a time, and I'm going to try to make sure none of these computer monitors get hit. Colton, you first.
Bobby, how about you help in the back there?
You gotta change up the arm angle a little bit.
Okay, change up your arm angle.
Here we go.
First throw. Oh, that one was close.
Are we using the same ball?
No.
Okay.
You got a bunch of different balls to use. So the first
know what
one was
this
a
one
miss. Now let's see what Woody's got. Close,
That was
but
close.
no cigar. Woody, why don't you take this soccer ball? Colton's second throw. We'll see if he changes up his arm angle a little bit.
We are each 0 for 1. We're each 0 for 1.
Oh, he's close. Now Woody's going to try with a soccer ball. Colton, why don't you take this wiffle ball? Let's see someone get a make here. Oh, that one was close. Now Colton is going to try with the wiffle ball. We'll see how this works. Woody. Yeah, you got it. Give me your Tarek Scooble, bro. Oh!
You're 0 for how many?
That is 0
For the
for
whole
3.
game? You're 0 for the whole game?
All right, I need a make here, man. You can't go another one without getting this, Woody.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Watch the line. Watch the line.
You're right. Behind the line. I'm sorry. Here
I need
we
a
go.
make here, boys.
Hey, can we straighten the barrel
Oh, that's
again?
going to really make a difference.
It will.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. Nope. All right, Colton, go ahead. Let's hurry
Just
up here
a
a little
bit
bit. Last
short.
couple throws.
All right, last couple throws. Come on. Got to make an impact. I got my impact suit on.
Nope. All right, last couple throws here.
15 seconds.
Come on, Woody. Come on, Woody. Nope. Come on, Colton. Come on, Colton. Oh!
It did not stay in. It did not
Woody's
stay
last
in.
throw.
But you
Woody's
know
last
what?
throw.
We
Let's see
gotta
if Woody
go?
gets it.
We have to go. Is that it?
Woody, last
Oh
throw.
my God,
last throw.
Here we go.
And Woody loses again, baby!
Oh.
Whoa! He's a loser again. Have a good weekend.
Hey, we got to go. See you on Monday.
has been a week for. Wait, hold on. I got to make sure there's no more animals on the loose here because we have had a goat on the loose in Detroit. We've had an alligator on the loose in Detroit, and I swear I heard a coyote somewhere around here in Southfield. It really looks like Jumanji is happening in Metro Detroit. But let's start with this kid who ran amok in the D. It's like they say, you know, kids will be kids, am I right? Well, join me in our panel as we see what the kids are up to on this week's Rundown. Welcome. I'm Brandon Hudson. This is the Rundown. This is where we look at some of the best videos.